I was muted again. Oh my goodness, I hate when I do that. Every time, or at least half the time. There we go. Now I can hear the music. Okay, hopefully I can hear my voice over it here in a second. Especially now that I'm actually talking and not just, moving around silently. Actually, I think I can turn it up a little bit more. There we go. 7 should be good. Okay, it should be good. It's up at least. That's for sure. Alright, so new file. So I've got something I'm kind of wanting to do for this one. I just got to figure out how to make it. I don't want it to be equal. I do want it to be this way. 700, 300. I don't want it to be odds, so I'm going to make it evens. 800, 400. Let me make it 600. Should be good. Let's see, predefined, yada yada. 4,000. So make sure the background is right. Background color is transparent. Should be fine. Yeah. That should work. I really need to change the default for this. I don't know how to. But I hate when it just automatically shows up as freaking 40. It's way too big. 40 is way too much. I generally change it to like around 10. Like 5, 10, and 20 is about the typicals I use for this. Go ahead and add a new layer. Let's see. So, let's see. Trying to think like what color I want the background to be for this. I feel like a light blue should work pretty well. See if I can get kind of the correct one. It shouldn't matter too much on that. It's like almost a sky blue, almost. Needs lighter. I'm just gonna import the image. Where's in files? Un momento. Files, pictures. Insert as new layer. There we go. That's a little large. 1 second. There we go. Now I can actually see it. And that way I can... Where is it? Is it the eyedropper? Yes. I want the blue in here. There we go. And then I will hide that, drag it to the bottom, and I'll remove that later when I am done. For now, I'll use that partly as a reference. Why is this thing I can't draw? Oh, that's because I'm on the wrong layer. Ha. Duh. Of course I can't draw there. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay. It's just pixelated on the edges. I need to figure out how to fix that, especially. Because I don't like that it is so... I don't like having the blur there to the edges. I want it to be smooth. It's much too rough, and I don't know how to fix that. Let me just look up and see if I can real quick. Fix rough edges line tool Rita. Smooth lines. Yes, that is exactly what I'm wanting.
So you like lines and you also like smooth. So why don't you just make some
down a little
smooth
bit.
lines? Or perhaps a smoothie. I don't know. Hey guys, one bad touch by Kai. I'm Kai, and
Pause
today
the
we're back
music.
once again.
I just want to know how to fix.
But I've finally figured it out, boys and girls. I figured it out, and I'm just amazed at why. I don't know why this is a thing. But my friends, all right. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and open up our brush panel here.
What did you click there?
I'm gonna go ahead and open up our
Yeah,
brush panel
that.
here.
Okay.
And let me get rid of that real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and
Why is it so thin? Why is it that large? This is what I don't like about tutorials. They show only part of it. And I don't understand why. It's on normal. General scratch pad. A scratch pad is empty. Diameter. There we go. Okay. That looks correct.
scroll on up here until we get to our
Okay. It changes
until we
depending
get
on
to our
what one
brush.
you have
So
selected.
choose the
Okay.
basic 2
There we go.
opacity
I got to figure
brush,
out.
whatever. And what you're gonna see is a lot of the times. Actually, you know, I'm gonna choose this one instead. Basic 5 size opacity, so opacity, whatever. So we're gonna go ahead and use this one real quick. So you see that brush? It looks really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and take all the stuff off of it. Take all the flow, all the stuff that we don't need, all that stuff. It's gonna be gone. Uncheck every single thing. This is what I did in a lot of the tutorials that I made already. I said this is how I make my line art brushes. I just uncheck everything and then just leave size on, right? So now we have size on, which is nice, right? So if I go ahead and play and I paint with this, you can tell that when I zoom on in here, I'm gonna put my microphone down because I'm actually holding it right now. When I zoom in here, you can see that we have a little bit of like
That's exactly what
stuff.
I don't like.
I'm gonna put my brush size on like 10, I guess, and something like that. I'm gonna take
Yeah.
the size off just so you guys can see
How
it
do
a
I
bit
fix
easier.
that?
All right, so if I were to brush with this, you can see. If I were to paint with this, you can see we have this kind of weird, like that doesn't look too smooth, right? It's not that smooth, but it's not that bad either. Now I played around with a lot of settings here, and if I go ahead and I go to the brush tip.
Okay, well, it doesn't give me the brush tip here. What is he on? Basic 5. There we go. And he said, uncheck everything else. Right. Set that to 10 again. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, brush
And
tip.
check this spacing for auto right here. So if I put this spacing all the way down and I paint with this, look how bad that looks. Look at that. That's
Yeah.
terrible. This is what you guys were getting, and I couldn't. I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on. I was so confused. I was like, why? Why are they not smooth? I don't understand. Just you see what I did in the
See,
tutorial.
this is what
But
I
look at this.
have been having trouble
Look how
with.
terribly unsmooth those are. If I put it all the way up, you can see the spacing. It gets super spaced apart. So now I can go ahead and
Ah,
just paint, and now it's like little dots that I'm
interesting.
painting with, right? So the spacing is too far apart. Now, I thought, maybe the remedy to that would be to put it all the way up. And like I said, when you do that, it just gets really, really jagged and really, really not good looking. I was like, okay, so how do I fix this? Boom. I put on auto, and as you can see, when I paint with auto, all that's gone. It's not jaggy anymore.
Not
That's
really.
the secret,
It's
guys.
still jaggy.
That's the secret right there. So you gotta make sure auto is checked when you're doing the
Well, it was
brush
checked.
presets. When you're doing the brush details here. So
It's
if
still
I uncheck
there.
this, and let's go ahead and go to maybe 30 for the brush size, just so it's bigger and nice. Look at that. Look at the jaggeds. Look at the jaggies. Not 3 different angles, but 3 different angles will do like
It's
that.
still
Look at
there.
that.
That didn't help me
Look
at
at
all.
the jaggedness. Look at the jaggedness. I've zoomed in. You see there's barely any anti-aliasing at all. It's completely harsh and sharp, right? But if I go ahead and I go back to this, and
I don't get it.
I check auto, I do the same 3 angles. So we go a little slanted, a little slanted. There you go, almost up and down, and then side. Look at that. Look at the difference in these brushes. So these are the 3 over here. Look
That
terrible. Look
that
terrible.
doesn't help me. Come on. Maybe
What's up,
this
guys?
one
I'm
will
back
work
again
better.
with another video. In today's one, we will be discussing about lines, smooth lines which are not jagged, blurred, or jittery. Lines which are,
Okay,
of course,
just
created
get
in
into
smoother
the
lines is
tips.
a high resolution canvas. So the canvas I have right here is a 500 pixel big canvas, which is a very small canvas to be very fair. So if you're going to make lines over here, very thick lines, even if you're trying to make very thick lines, what you can see over here is as you zoom in,
Ah,
you
okay. Okay, 1 second. Let me. Should be something I can do to change the canvas. Let me just make a new one. New. I'm gonna make this one 8,000 by 6,000. All right, I can't draw on the background. There we go. Clear that off. And if I go back to the other tool I was using, right? That is definitely thinner. So in that case, I think 40 might look a lot better. Okay, yeah. It's still really jagged, but it's a lot better. That's for sure. Okay. So that helps, for sure. Then I'll drag back over that, insert new layer. There we go. Resize. I did not very much keep the proportions on that. That down to the bottom. Like that. Okay. And back up to the paint layer. What
will
is the
see
other
there will
tip?
be
Yeah.
here, resize your canvas. Or
Okay.
what you can do is you can create a new document from scratch with a resolution
Yeah.
thing you can do to get much more smoother lines is to use brush settings. If you're 100% sure that you're using a really high resolution canvas and still struggling with your smooth lines, what you can do is you can go into your brush settings. For my line art, I use a basic paint brush. In here, I have few settings ticked. For example, the size is turned on. Within the size, I have this pressure sensitivity selected because I mostly use my drawing tablet. And within this pressure sensitivity, I have this pressure sensitivity graph. So as you can see, it is kind of a U-shaped graph. Obviously, you can choose from the
There we go.
presets above it. For my case, I use 0 at the lowest and 1 at the highest. And in between of that, I add a little bit of a curve.
Let's see on sides. He set his to 82, low 93.
In order to add a little bit inconsistency in the line thickness. So if you want to have a similar graph, you can copy this graph as well. But
That's better. That's definitely a whole lot better. Okay. Heck yeah. Sweet. I'll take that.
in case you're not using a drawing tablet, you're just using your mouse, what you can do is you can use this brush. It's a basic brush provided by you is you can go into your brush stroke tool. So basically, after choosing your default brush stroke tool, you can go into its advanced options. Over here, you have a basic setting for your brush smoothing, and with
What is he looking at? Tools. I am not seeing what he's looking at here.
in that setting, you have various modes. For example, a none to your cursor, so it basically prevents it from shaking and creating jittery lines.
Really? Huh.
And rigid when making smooth and precise lines in various directions. So in order to deal with it, what you can do is instead of making your hand do all of these weird gestures in different angles, you can just simply rotate the canvas. In order to do it in Krita, what you can do is you can just press space and then shift, then use your mouse and simply
Okay.
draw.
As long as it looks better, I'll take that. That definitely works for me. We'll go with that. Let's see. Right. So I need. That is a lot better. Set it to like 50. I don't know. I don't know if it's helping me at all. I don't know. Whatever. I'll just stick with how I've been doing it, I guess. For now, because I want to make the background this to start, and then I'm going to fill it. There we go. And then just to make sure it filled properly, because it definitely did not, clearly. There we go. And then I'll resize that back out. There we go. And just to check that the background color looks right. Move. I guess I should probably leave that at the top. Yep, that looks the same. There we go. Okay. Do. So, okay, we've got the background color. Next thing I want to do is kind of try to decide like a background pattern kind of thing. And I'm not entirely sure what to do for that. Hmm. I mean, I've got an idea of one thing, but it's a little time consuming to do, I think. Hmm. I don't know. I guess there's a way I could kind of do it that would work, and it'll be less time consuming as I go on with it. So, I don't know. I'll try it. So what I want to do is start with a square, right? And I want to get it as spot on as I can. Actually, let me. So for this, let me drag that in because I'm going to need to sample the color from it. Insert this new layer. Right. Eyedropper. There we go. Get that out. And then I need to do square, and I need to go back to paint layer, which is this one. It's the one I'm currently using. Did I make an extra paint layer? I guess I did. So on this, I want to make a square that is specifically a certain size. If I can get it exact, that would be best. Almost had it. Come on. There we go. Yes. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is fill it with that color, right? So that way it is full. And then I can resize it. That one, I can definitely make that smaller. That's too wide. I say that looks about right. And then I pop it up in this corner. And what I'll need to do is copy this somehow and change it back and forth. Actually, no. I don't need to make secondary ones. I can recopy this one. Duplicate. Move it over. Wait. Whoops. Duplicate layer. Then select it. This is going to be the tricky part, is getting it the right distance away from each other, that it looks right. No, not quite. Right there. One, two, three, four, five. Hold on. I think I need to mess with the brush at the moment. Why won't it let me? Oh, it's because I don't have the brush selected. That's why. There we go. Okay. I may have to use this one. And where was it for brush tip? Yes, circle, square. Let me try doing it with this one for the square tool. I'm gonna have to resize it again, but I'll get it. So 600. Yep, yep, yep. There we go. There we go. Heck yes. That's it. There we go. And then resize again. That looks good. Now move it up in the corner. Now duplicate it. And make sure it's in the right spot. Both of these need moved up. One, two, three. Four. There we go. And then this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And over a lot. That looks right. And then what I'm going to do is merge it with the layer below, duplicate that, and now I can copy that over completely, put it in the right spot, and the hope is it will line up so that I can reuse it all the way down, alternating. So hopefully that will work. It should. So move this all the way over until I have the... Looks like I may need to resize the canvas a little bit. Let me look at this one. How's that? Yes. So I need to resize it probably larger. There. No. View. Canvas. No. Settings. I don't remember where resize canvas is at. Edit. File. Oh, I forgot to put the music back on. My bad. Sorry about that. There we go. Music's back. Okay. Window. Settings. Tools. Filter. Select. Layer. Image. There it is, resize canvas. I need to up the width. Let's try by 500. And I'll need to do the same thing with the background. And I will need to move all... don't crash. Okay. Let me go ahead and save this real quick before something happens. That would be bad. There we go. Okay, so move that over. Actually, that looks like it should fit. Background. I know most people probably don't do this, but I get weird about it. If it's not spot on where I want it to be, like on the corners and there's white showing or color that shouldn't be, it aggravates me. Okay. Stop one. This one. This one. Let me move this one back over a little bit. That looks good. There we go. Heck yeah. Then what I'm going to do is merge and merge. So now this is all one layer, and I can shift and pull. Oh, whoops. I meant to duplicate it before I did that. I can duplicate it and then hit shift and down to drag a copy all the way down. What I'll do is I'll take it one at a time until it splits enough. Wait, am I blind? I guess so. Or I'm seeing things, I guess. Just gonna keep going down one at a time. There we go. Get that back up. And then I will shift pull it over back this way so the corners connect. That's off somehow. Darn it. What did I do to mess that up? Okay, I'm gonna have to undo all of that, I guess. Right, I do need to resize the canvas again. Right, resize canvas, 8500. It's pretty good. Then back to here. Resize. No, not rotate. Resize. Move that, right? Okay, that's where it should be. And these should be the same size because I duplicated these two. What I need to do is be able to see over enough that I can make sure that this is the same no matter what. So I need to duplicate that, right? I guess I'm just gonna duplicate the same thing twice to be sure. Needs to go as over as possible. Just to kind of make sure these are looking right. think that looks right. I don't know. Probably needs to go up a couple. Down and back one. Over two. I think that looks right. I hope so. I'm trying. Duplicate again. Need to figure out how many pixels it is that's off the edge. Come on. There we go. Right, so each of these is 600, right? If I draw a line that is 50, and it should be square, right? On the background for some reason. And move that around so that it's on or aligned with here, right? That looks like about half. So I would say that's probably 100 pixels it's off by, is my bet. Because that looks like about half. So I'm gonna remove that and resize the canvas by 100. So that I can move or merge all of these and move it over, hopefully. Let me go ahead and do that first. I'm going to put them in the middle so that they don't get cut off. Oh. No. Image, resize canvas. 8400 on width. Really? Not quite. Try 8250. 8250. Does that look wider? grab that one. Next one is here. Gonna shift that over till it looks about right. The width might need to be divisible by 600 now that I think about it. So let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need it to be. What would be the next divisible? I guess 1200, honestly. I'll try it, I guess. 12000. No, that doesn't feel right. Hold on. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Let me do 11 by 600 real quick. $6,600. Okay. So I definitely made that way too big. Okay, that looks right. So I need to go and correct. There we go. These ones. Okay. Why? Why is it doing that? Let me get these properly lined up before I go resizing the canvas again. Because I think that's what I'm gonna need to do, is get these lined up in such a way that they match and then go off of that. That's about right. Get over a couple more. That looks correct. That looks like it's in the right spot. And almost. Okay, it's very close. Let me merge these. Right? That way it's all stuck together. And it shouldn't disappear if I resize the canvas. It'll all move together and stay put together. So I am going to slightly resize it again. Let's try 6750. Size 67, 25. That looks right. There we go. And then move it up. There we go. Okay. And then I can copy and duplicate this layer as much as I need to checkerboard it. Definitely off. Merge with layer below, duplicate layer, and then I will change the width to fit it. Or height, I guess. Was I changing the wrong part? No, I wasn't. Let me make that, I'd say probably 5500. Not quite. Try 57, 25. Nope. Resize. There we go. That looks good. Heck yeah. Just took a little bit of mathing it around. Alright, let's see. So I've got a background pattern and background color now. Actually, let me move that. Just a little. There we go. That's better. Right, so what do I want to put over this that I think would fit? There's not a whole lot I'm good at making or drawing. It's really just the background stuff that I'm any good at. I don't know. Let me look through these, see if there's anything interesting. What is that? No, that's not what I'm trying to do. I don't know. Not sure what that does. I'm also drawing on the background. I really shouldn't. Interesting. Guess. What's this do? Eh. Do anything? Oh, right. I need to change the color of that. I just messed that up. Sure, change that over. I don't really know what to do on this part. It needs to be a lot bigger if that's going to show anything. like crayon. What's this do? Doesn't look like it did anything there. Oh, it's an eraser. Okay. Interesting. That doesn't do anything. No. That's somewhat interesting, but I don't know if it fits very well. What time is it? 11:25. Okay. Still got a bit. It's been a while since I did this, so it's taking me a second. Doesn't have anything to work with there. These are really all that interesting to use. Sure, no, that's still there. I can always delete the layer just to be sure. I could try to do some kind of like a cloud kind of thing. But I don't know how well that will, or how good that's gonna look. And that would be white for sure. Right. So say I do that and right. Where's the fill? Okay, that's there. I can always downsize it. And obviously this isn't like done or anything by far. I was seeing if I could actually maybe do something like that. That's definitely going way down. Why is it doing that? I forgot about that one. Hmm. Just need to get that connected. There we go. That's, of course, is just going to be one of them. Trying to get rid of any sharp edges in here. Sharp edges always look bad on this kind of stuff. I always want it to be kind of a gradual change, I guess. Okay, that. I think I'm just gonna remove that and retry on a different layer. So in this case, no, I don't need line. I need the brush. Try it like that a little bit. And then fill that in. See how that looks. Okay, that's better. And I can kind of correct the sharp bits over here. I need to refill. Okay, that's not bad. And if I resize it down a bit. Okay. That might work. Kind of. I'm not great at drawing. That's the first time I've probably made any kind of cloud at all. So I'm not feeling too bad about that. This will be a different one. And smooth it out a little bit. Mm. My eye. It's that one. I want to duplicate that one around a little bit because it's kind of a smaller one. Mhm. I could probably a couple of these, probably the middle one. Move. And I'll obviously merge all of those. That one's one, that one's one. Yeah. I can duplicate this one probably one or two more times, I would say. Probably just one, and then I want to make a new one. Da, da, da. Let's see. Oh, it's Solid Eraser. Oops. Let's go ahead and fill that one, I guess. Definitely needs some work. Just not looking as good as I'd like. It's a little work though. Should be this one. That's merged. There we go. Try that. See if maybe that works a little bit better. Not really. Probably not. There's really only so many ways you can make a cloud look right at all. I'd go back and unmerge those, and if I can, base layer. Break. Now I gotta remake that one. Oh yeah. Yeah. Just these a little bit and draw more on them, maybe. that, I guess. It's a little better, but looking at it, I need to take longer drags. I think that's what I'm doing wrong. And even it out from there, maybe. Just a little bit. Come on. It's a little bit better. I might small that one a little bit. I don't know. It's not very good. Is there any kind of like cloud brush? It's just can't transform into there. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. It's also way off. Go. Accidentally cut it. Whoops. Alright, that's fine. That just made it look worse. I don't know. That one looks alright. These ones are okay. I feel like I'm getting worse at them as I go. Let me try making something different for a second. forgot not to do that. But I did get that cloud looking alright. So I'm gonna erase this one and get rid of it. That one looks okay, I guess. Hmm. Part of it is I'm a little tired. It's hard to get things right when you're not particularly awake. Turn down the volume on the music a little bit. Hopefully it's not too quiet or too loud. Doesn't seem like it. That's good. I definitely need some bigger ones because I don't want to have just the smaller ones sitting in here. I want to fill up like this whole gap here. It's gonna be kind of difficult. Oh shoot, I just erased that. Crap. Not what I wanted to do. I just want to make sure it's, yeah, that's its own thing. Good. That might work. I don't know. Let's make it a little bit smaller so it's not quite. Something getting live stream on the phone. I don't think that one's particularly good either. I don't know. I don't know if clouds are a good idea. What's this one? Oh, I'm trying to do. Whoops. It's not even. That's interesting looking. Let me hide the clouds for a second. Clouds, quote unquote. They're not great. Hardly clouds. Many bigger, not without resizing them. I guess you can do that. Get really blurry really quick. What did I do? I accidentally deleted the layer. Whoops. That could be interesting. I don't know. I might have to figure that out later. It's a bit late. Alright, I'll probably end stream here. Unfortunately, didn't really get very far, but I'll figure it out. I've got class in the morning I gotta go to and other stuff, so I'll see you guys.